Friends, superhero news. Superhero news. Lend me your superhero news. This is superhero news on superhero news. Superhero news. Superhero news. Superhero news. Superhero. There's more superhero news. Sorry, that's my reaction. Once again, we're talking superhero news. But in all seriousness, I am excited because at a special Marvel event, they announced the entirety of Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that was like an hour ago. Yeah. So I'm here with my buddies Larry and Max, and we're going to be talking about the Phase 3 announcements. The best part, dear viewer, though, is that Larry was in school and did not hear of the announcements. He has no idea what was announced.
Hi.
So we'll get his live reactions right here.
This is going to be so great.
So it'll be fun. So, my name's Sean.
Yeah, and my name is Larry. I hope you remembered that.
And my name is Max.
This is so, sudden. I'm just ill-prepared, completely ill-prepared. But let's go to the lobby. There we go. Lobby, that's the one. Let's go there. We're going to jump right into it because we have so much to talk about, because actually it's not just Marvel Phase 3. We want to talk about the Avengers Age of Ultron trailer. It was going to be a special short CinemaTalk, but they actually included this trailer in the Marvel live event right at the beginning. So this is the perfect time to really quickly talk about how wonderful that trailer is.
Yeah, we all agree it's pretty dang good.
Yup, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's really good. I've watched it over and over, and I really like it.
I've seen it at least 4 dozen times.
Wow.
How do I put this? It's one of the best, made. There's just so much, especially sound stuff going on and queuing up, and it's a masterfully made trailer, and man, that tone is wonderful. It's unique, which is hard to do. Superhero movie trailers, you gotta really try to get a unique tone. Guardians just went, Guardians on it, and that's why it stood out. But man, I think Age of Ultron has a very unique tone. It is way darker and bleaker than we expected. I kind of expected it, but
yeah, it was
a tone changer.
How do I put it? Pulled a Maleficent, I guess, because that's the most recent idea I can pull out of it, where it took a song,
Disney song, even.
Yeah, a Disney song. Well, okay, perfect. That's a perfect example. It took a Disney song that's supposed to be happy. I got no strings on me.
Down to make me
right, and then it takes it. And it just makes it so eerie and so dark that it completely
and so excellently
reverses.
Thematic.
Yeah, it just completely reverses everything that song stood for in the first place, and I loved it.
And
especially
it's weird. People keep pointing out how it's like, oh, it just must be Disney sticking their head in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No, come on.
I mean, okay, even
if
it was, it's still brilliantly implemented. It's a great song, and it ties in perfectly with what we're dealing with.
I'm such a sucker for the ironic mismatching or taking something happy and stuff and making it dark.
Oh yeah, it's contrast.
I'm such a sucker for that. That's why I love the Dream trailer for Maleficent. That's why when I wanted to make a Blade Runner trailer, so I did Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head and made it super distorted.
That's awesome.
I love that sort of thing. So it's like it was made for me. This trailer is just hits everything on my checklist. And the best part, I have no context. I have no idea what I just saw.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for many of the scenes, pretty much.
Yeah, no, none of it. I couldn't tell you what happens in the movie. I know the setup. He builds Ultron.
we all know the basic idea.
Right, but I love that I have no details, and that's good because we're sticking to this, right, guys? We said that we're not going to see any more Ultron trailers.
I'm gonna stick to that. I just need to cover my ears and close my eyes every time
I didn't expect to be able to hold to that, if I'm honest, but seeing that, I'm so satisfied with that trailer. I am totally fine leaving it there.
Yeah.
Having no idea what's going on, going in blind outside of just the teaser trailer.
Absolutely. I really don't know how you're going to make a better trailer than that, too. Now, okay, let's move through it. We got some really cool stuff. Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster's cool. Hulkbuster,
yeah. Hulkbuster was shown. Clearly, we got some... Ultron bots, he's got his minions, his army.
We got Andy Serkis in there, who is...
I didn't
even know he was in this movie.
Well, yeah, actually,
Me
I
neither.
did, but he was never confirmed for a role. We still don't know who he is.
Yeah, who the hell is Andy Serkis in this movie?
How about I tell you later in the podcast? Because it's pretty much confirmed who he is. Kind of a spoiler for a Phase 3 movie. We'll get to there.
One thing I want to mention about the Hulkbuster, and specifically, a lot of people are bringing up the Batman complex, the Batman Justice League complex, in which Batman has plans just in case any member of the Justice League goes awry. So everyone's thinking Iron Man's going to start muddling the line between good and evil with the Hulkbuster to calm down Hulk, and it'll be interesting if they work with that.
It's not really good and evil. Hulkbuster is there because Hulk can go crazy, and they need some way to stop him from wrecking
But
the
why
city.
did Hulk go crazy?
That's
the question.
I think Ultron
That's the
triggered
question of the
something.
day, yeah.
That's the
That
question.
is the question of the day. But again, we have no idea. And
Right.
I like that.
I like it
having
too.
no
There are
idea.
so many shots where it's just like, what's this? What's that? When Bruce
Why
Banner
is
screams.
Thor in a pool, in a water pond or whatever, just like yelling
Why
at the sky?
is Captain America kicking down a door of some strange building, which we
Yeah,
have no
a
idea what
castle.
it is?
A castle.
A
What is
castle.
He could be looking for
Confirmation:
Bucky.
Frank Castle is in the MC.
Bucky, but I can't.
But yeah,
Anyway.
lots of great stuff.
I mean, are we almost done with the trailer? Like, really,
I'll say,
there's gonna be
okay. What do you think of the voice? What is it, James Spader?
Love it.
Oh, James Spader's amazing. I'm
Honestly,
watching the
okay.
Blacklist.
I really like the voice. Honestly, I just got this idea. It would have been cool just to hear what James Earl Jones would have done with the voice. Just
Way too Vader. Like, you would not be able to separate it from Darth Vader. It
well,
would
I mean,
just
I
kill
was
it.
always able to separate Darth Vader from Mufasa, and they were the same
Really?
guy. Yeah, I mean, that was just me. But
I don't know. Whenever it's whenever I'm watching like Star Wars and like they're in the elevator, right? Luke and Vader.
Yeah.
Right after Vader's like, "You should join," and he jumps off, and then a 5. I always picture Vader saying, "Luke, you deliberately disobeyed me."
let's see.
They're-
Oh, also,
they're-
what do you think of Ultron's design? I think it looks
I
really
like
nice.
Awesome.
I do. It's
Awesome.
very
Like,
sleek.
At first, that
metallic.
was so jarring. Like, wait, he has a moving face. Like, he has eyebrows, and he can emote. That's what's so great about this design. The usual Ultron cannot emote.
Not
He
even
just
a
has
little
like
bit.
an
Doesn't even
evil
have
like
eyeballs.
Halloween mask on, basically. Like
The
just,
original
pretty much.
Ultron design doesn't even have eyeballs.
Yeah, he just
Exactly.
So it's
he
hard
just looks
for
like
it to
evil
emote at
robot.
all.
Now this,
Yeah.
you can have characters. Now, okay, let's see.
See, this is great because James Spader is a great actor. Like I mentioned a little earlier, I'm watching The Blacklist, and he just steals the show.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that, I mean, I think at least they put him on mocap to do the performance with
Yeah.
the face, but it lets him act a bit.
They
you know,
actually
not just with the
posted
voice.
that James Spader actually talked a little about his motion capture. Very interesting, especially with him, because you see all these popular actors are now starting to do a lot more motion capture. You have
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch did it with Smaug, and now we have James Spader's doing it with Ultron. So it's an interesting kind of movement. I hope that starts.
Yeah. Also, something interesting that Sean and I discussed, and then Sean just kind of ran with it. The fact is, I've always believed that The Avengers is a movie that is very much about itself. Not like breaking the fourth wall, but just like its plot is centered on the movie. Like the actual, it's really weird. It's hardly hard to describe, but I even once wanted to do a thought process on it, which, I mean, you know, still happened. Basically, the Age of Ultron trailer is like the same thing. Like the same thing.
It was blowing my mind watching it. Like, okay, you know, we can go into details and talk about like each line, but in the end, what's important is the very end of the trailer, where it's been by far the darkest and most intense MCU trailer that they've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
And it ends with the line, "There are no strings on me." It's a threat.
It's a
threat.
threat.
Saying this is going to go all out.
This is going to go awfully wrong.
And it's
Something's
further,
going to happen.
And it's further proven by the fact, I believe it was just confirmed, the Avengers roster will be different by the end of Age of Ultron.
Yes. It will be
That was
altered.
something Larry saw, so it's okay that we tell him.
That was
Yeah.
that was
Yes.
released like yesterday, I think. So.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway.
and they are going to show some as of this recording tonight, Tuesday, October 29th or
Yes, some
28th.
Age of Ultron footage, which we are not going to see, guys.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it. It's probably going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like more of the Hulkbuster fight.
No,
Would not be
I
surprised.
say nothing more. We get that trailer.
Yeah.
That's it.
no, not even footage. Not even. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, we
so,
should wrap this up. My final word. This is probably my favorite trailer of the year. It is wonderful. It's better than even the Iron Man 3 trailer. Better than even the Guardians
I think I like the
trailers.
Iron Man 3 teaser trailer a little bit more personally. Just a little bit more.
Well, see, for me, I say it's the best Marvel Cinematic Universe trailer they've made so far. It's infinitely better than the first Avengers trailer, which is kind of
God.
crappy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the Avengers stuff was crappy, but they were just like.
I just
yeah.
think it's a damn
Anyway.
good trailer. That's
Yeah.
it.
Anyway,
Damn good.
okay,
Damn
so
good.
let's get to the good stuff.
All right, I'm
Yes.
gonna get mentally prepared here.
Yep,
Like
you
my
have no
nerdy
idea what's
self.
coming.
This
So-
is like what I do for like E3 right before Nintendo's press conferences.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So,
all right, here we go.
as we know, Age of Ultron is going to mark the end of Marvel's Cinematic Universe Phase 2.
Actually,
well, that's what I'm about to get to, Max. Shush your face.
Okay.
There's this weird thing where apparently Ant-Man is now in Phase 2?
Yeah, apparently it looks like that movie is the last Phase 2 movie, which doesn't make much sense to me.
Not at all.
Weird, because it's like, why would you have the climax and then just Ant-Man?
Yeah, Ant-Man.
I have nothing against Ant-Man. I'm sure it's going to be fine.
Unless somehow it's chronologically before Ultron happens.
But even then,
I know, it'd still be weird.
I don't know. That'd be dangerous. I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's the only way I could
consider it Phase 3.
Yeah.
I don't care what Marvel says.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sorry,
because
Phase 3.
Anyway,
so really quick on Ant-Man, I'm a little skeptical because they switched directors so late in the game, but I'm interested because it's such a unique power set. Marvel hasn't done that before, so I'm curious.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about Ant-Man.
Same. I mean,
and Paul Rudd's awesome.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah,
you have a great cast
good.
here.
I like him.
You have Paul Rudd. You have Michael Douglas. You have Gwendolyn Lilly. Is that her name?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gwendolyn Lilly.
We've got a good cast, and they really didn't say
cast.
much about the movie at the announcement at all, which is really strange considering that movie's out like 2 months after Ultron.
I'm sure we'll get more details as the months go on.
Okay, so let's get to the actual announcements. These are the films that we did not know / were rumored.
Here we go.
/ now we have a title / date for. Here is Marvel Phase 3.
All right.
So
do it.
May 6th, 2016. Technically the first Phase 3 movie. I say the second. We have Captain America: The Serpent Society.
And if you didn't know, the Serpent Society is a group of snake people.
No.
Wow, Max! What an interesting
tidbit. Serpent Society most likely has to do with Sin, who is the daughter of Red Skull.
Oh, do we always have... Yeah. Really? Do we have to always go back to freaking Hydra?
Yeah, I know, but that could be cool. That could be cool. Because
yeah, I mean... Maybe it doesn't have to be. Maybe it'll just be this... I mean, it's always about, like, Captain America fighting, like, some big group, some big organization. And the first one was Hydra, and the second one was S.H.I.E.L.D. / Hydra, now it's going to be Serpent Society. So... it's Joe and Caruso. I believe in them.
That's what Captain America is there for. He's there for being the guy to stop the bigger, eviler guys.
Okay.
That's true. So, I mean, that's all we know. Again, there are no details here. Unless we know specifically the comic storyline and we can talk about what it could mean.
I guess it does make sense, though.
Too much.
Considering he was so weak in the first Avenger, and he was always like the little scrawny guy fighting against the big tough guys, and now as Captain America, he's the one guy fighting the huge strong organization. So
yeah, it all makes sense.
Yeah, I guess
he got superpowers, but his odds did not improve.
Yeah,
he kept the same.
Anyway,
odds.
okay. So we all knew Captain America 3 was coming. Now it's called Serpent Society. What's next, Sean? What's next?
All right. Well, November 4th, 2016 is Doctor Strange.
Yay!
Yeah. Now here's the weird thing.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch wasn't there.
No one was there.
Yeah,
as Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So clearly they have not sealed a deal yet. Otherwise, they absolutely would have announced.
He's in final talks. That's the idea. He's in final talks.
Yeah, apparently
he's got to be. That was my choice from the very beginning, and then I heard he turned it down, and I got all sad. Oh, he's got to.
It looks like it's happening, but it's not for certain.
Do you realize how perfect that role is? Because I mean, listen, Doctor Strange has to share a little bit of character DNA with Sherlock Holmes, right? Just based on his character, his behavior, how he deals with the strange in a world where everybody else is kind of in reality.
See, I don't know that much about Strange to answer that. I know a tiny bit, but not much.
Basically, he got his hands run over in a car accident. He couldn't use them, so he tried to study telepathy, I think, or how to move things out of his hands, and then he discovered interdimensional things. It wasn't like a radioactive...
guarantee. Well, actually, I guarantee that that's not what this movie is, because they've said that they're going to try to stop doing origin films.
Oh,
but that's kind of weird considering some upcoming movies, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Just a quick comment. I think that Doctor Strange is it's not really that much like Sherlock. I think he's a very smart guy, but I don't think he's a very sarcastic guy. I think that really he's probably one of the most grounded characters.
Which is weird for the interdimensional jumping.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
he's not even a superhero. He's a being of interdimensional travel.
He's a very intelligent. He's very intelligent, slightly comical, kind of in the subtle way. Person, but I don't think he's going to be.
And the fact is, we already know that he is known in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so this can't be an origin film unless it took place before other things. Which that timeline, I don't know. So it's Doctor Strange. We knew about that. I hope Cumberbatch gets the role because he's great.
Yeah, we don't know who it is. I mean, for those who don't know, it's been just tons and tons of rumors about who's Doctor Strange, who's Doctor Strange. We still don't know. We will not do a cinema talk on it when it's announced. Don't worry.
Sorry.
Yeah, come on.
But that's Doctor Strange. Magician, it's going to be a pretty big deal for MCU. Like, they've done Thor, but this is full-on magic. It'll be very interesting to see.
magician.
Yeah, it'll be very
And
interesting to see
the number of villains that can come through that would be incredible.
Doctor Strange has a lot of weird villains that they haven't touched yet. So, like Dormammu, he's cool.
Oh, Dormammu.
All right, well, let's move on, because next one, May 5th, 2017.
Oh,
not that
wait,
big of a shock.
Really quickly, Larry, just to give you an idea, this is the first year, 2017 is the first year with 3 MCU movies.
Yep,
I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier.
Yeah,
okay,
maybe
well, anyway, thank you for the interruption.
I'm sorry.
May 5th, 2017. Not a big surprise. It's announced, but it got moved up a little bit. Is Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
No,
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's the day?
Yeah,
I
it got
thought
moved up.
they had already. Oh, okay. That's weird.
They announced it and a release date, but they shifted it a little bit. So
Okay.
now it's May 5th, 2017, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Personally, I'm disappointed it's not called Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Is that just me?
Yeah, that would be
wanted them to
nice.
call
I think,
it.
but that'll be awesome. I mean, is it just called Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Because that's weird, because Marvel usually doesn't do that, except with Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man was the only one that
Had
did that. That's
numerical
why I think
sequels.
Guardians, that could make it stick out by doing Volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
A little joke on, for those, the Awesome Mix Volume 1
Yeah.
and 2. Yeah.
Maybe it will
Anyway.
change. I mean, we still have, like 2.5 years.
Now, I don't have much to say about Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I really, really liked Guardians 1.
Yeah, I think we all
It has the same cast, obviously.
It's going to be awesome. That's all you need
It's
to
going to
know.
have to do with Nebula, because she
Yes.
escaped, spoiler, but
yeah, here's...
we don't know anything else.
Yeah, and the thing is, the logo that was shown, clearly not done. So, I mean, maybe they haven't finalized the title, but we do know it's
Yeah,
going to
it
be Guardians
could
of the
very
Galaxy.
well be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And I
Yeah.
hope it is. I tweeted that to James Gunn, and as we know, he very much values my input.
Yeah.
So do
But you got to get me on that
Nice.
VIP list, dude. At some point.
Nope.
Gotta get...
No, sorry. Can't do it.
Exclusive to
I'm just
Sean.
excited to see Rocket come back, because Rocket is like
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, yeah. Rocket.
So that's all I have to say about Guardians 2.
Boom, and
Yeah, there's not much to say. We knew this was coming. They
Yeah.
already had stapled a release date before this event even happened.
The Guardians of the Galaxy will return was the coolest way to begin the credits. Seriously.
Okay. So now we actually get kind of talk-worthy movies. Not like... This isn't a huge, like...
This is
reveal
okay. I
or
think the next
anything.
one, if I'm not mistaken, is not a huge surprise.
No, but we knew this was coming.
Yeah.
We just didn't know what it was. So July 28th, 2017 is Thor Ragnarok.
Ragnarok?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. So you know what's really interesting is that in the
Yeah.
MCU, nobody seems to talk about the ending of Thor: The Dark World, which is actually pretty important. Like
Yeah,
nobody talks about it.
We'll get to that. That's why I think the Ragnarok actually have a lot to talk about. So, a little background. Ragnarok is the end of world from Norse mythology. And it happens in the Marvel Marvel universe, so now it's coming to the MCU. A giant serpent comes out to try and eat the universe.
Another
and
serpent.
Thor kills it.
Interesting.
Thor kills it, but he dies in the process in the comics.
Oh.
I highly doubt that will happen in the film.
Oh.
I think they need him for Avengers 3.
Yeah.
That's just my...
Yeah.
Personally, that's what I think they would need him for. They need him for that. Really, all I want to say about Thor Ragnarok is awesome. That's really like, okay, Thor was origin. Thor the Dark World was Dark Elves, and that's his biggest foe.
Yeah.
And so the only place they could go from there is Ragnarok.
Yeah. And here's the
know,
thing.
that's
Okay,
the
now
only way-
here's
place
what
they could go.
what I'm praying for. I don't want this just to become like I don't want the Thor series or Thor trilogy, if we're going to talk about like how it's going to end with Ragnarok. I don't want this just to be the fine Marvel Cinematic. I want Thor Ragnarok to be great. You
Now,
know?
here's the theory. I have a theory about this. This could happen. I'm going to spoil a little bit. There's no Hulk movie that was announced.
Yeah.
And
Oh, well.
also, Doctor Strange happens before Thor Ragnarok. I would love to see Hulk and Strange jump in.
Yeah, like
on
let's
Ragnarok.
get like people. Okay, people always ask for Avengers movies. Why don't you just get like team up movies? Like
Yeah,
I mean,
because think about it. Ragnarok is about end of world. This giant serpent that is this mythological serpent that even Odin couldn't stop. Like this is a big deal. This is end times.
Yeah, and you got
it makes sense if he comes down to Earth and says, "Hulk, verily," I don't know what Thor would say.
Verily,
and Hulk
I
comes
say,
in
yeah.
to mess up the giant universe-eating serpent and bring along Strange because he's got magic. He's interdimensional. Like this is right up his alley. I'd like to think that they could bring those two in. Of course, not confirmed. All speculation.
I want Hulk somewhere. I don't understand. I still understand why there wasn't a Hulk movie announced, but I think it'd be cool if he was in there.
It's funny you bring up Loki. For those that don't, okay, spoilers on Thor: The Dark World. He is now king of Asgard.
Or he is like
guys-
taken the throne. It's kind of vague, but
No, he's the king. Loki is the king of Asgard in disguise as Odin.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
no one knows that he's in control. Now, my theory, that's going to be most of Thor Ragnarok. The build up, because the serpent doesn't arrive until the very end, because obviously it has to be stopped like right away or it all dies. So the movie's going to be all build up to the serpent being released. And part of that could easily be Thor discovering that Loki's been, in disguise, find out what happened to Odin, because even we don't know what happened to Odin.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, well, Thor's going to die in Ragnarok, because that's what happens in the comics. No. But guess who's uber important to the fans of the MCU that could die in his place? Loki. So that's my current
yeah.
current working
I mean,
theory.
it would be nice to see Tom Hiddleston off. I mean, he hasn't said anything. Like, he's one of the most popular characters in the MCU, and he hasn't said a thing.
Now,
I mean, yeah.
see, that's the thing. It's either Loki or it could also be Odin. Thor has to take the throne at the end. Like that would be a good story beat.
Yeah, that would be a good way to end it.
Could
Thor
also
becomes
be Loki.
Thor becomes king of Asgard, and there you go. And yeah, I mean, kind of like how Iron Man 3 ended. But yeah, so Thor Ragnarok. I mean, we kind of saw this coming, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
I knew
we
Thor
saw-
3 was happening for quite a while.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
Thor 3 was confirmed. We knew
Yeah.
that was happening, but we did not know it was Ragnarok. I'm very
That's
glad
true.
that it
Everybody was
Ragnarok.
guessing though. I did not see a single Thor fan made Thor subtitle for the third movie that was not Ragnarok. Like seriously, I saw everywhere. But
I think it'll be interesting how they handle this. It'll kind of give us a good idea of how they're going to handle situations like this, like for if they ever decide to do Civil War.
yeah,
So, we'll see. We'll see.
So is that all for Ragnarok?
yeah, Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
I like
Okay,
it.
Ragnarok.
Let's hope it's
I'm
great
stoked.
instead of just fine.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I thought Thor 2 was really good. It just wasn't anything that special, Hope it can step up its game for Ragnarok.
Really good.
Okay. November 3rd, 2017. This is the first heavily rumored, maybe quasi-confirmed, but now we actually have confirmed November 3rd, 2017, Black Panther.
Yeah! Woo!
Yeah.
And you know who was announced as the lead? Wait, should we say that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is I forgot his name.
Come on, Max.
What's his name? He was the
I'll
star
look it
of
up.
42 and
Oh,
Get on
that
Up.
guy. I love
Chadwick
that guy.
something. I don't know.
Chadwick
Yeah.
Boseman, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I really liked his
Boseman,
performance in
Boseman,
32.
Yeah.
42. So I really liked his performance in 42. So it's a good choice.
In fact, it's
Okay,
even
so yeah,
implied in the
he's-
presentation that he might be in other movies before.
I
it's
hope
possible.
so.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a theory. We'll get there. We'll
Damn.
get there, but I don't
More
want to say it
theories.
just yet.
Like, why don't everything you say ever be, I have a theory? And then when you finish, you say, and it's just a theory. Seriously.
A Sean theory.
Thanks for
so
watching.
Really, all I have to say about Black Panther is that he's Batman.
To an
Like,
Pretty
you
extent.
much,
see the
yeah.
photo, it's like he's Batman.
Yeah.
He's Marvel's answer to Batman. He's from Wakanda, this completely isolated super society country, which it's super society because they have vibranium, which is what Captain Shield's made of. It's the only place in the world that
And
has
hey,
that
don't
metal.
we see Captain America's shield break now? I mean, in the Age of Ultron
Now.
trailer? Now. I know,
Now
Vision,
we
I
can
know.
Now we can tie back in because I think I know who Andy Serkis plays.
Yeah, I've heard it, yeah.
He plays Claw, who is the villain of Black Panther.
Like an early version, yeah. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, not like early as in the comics, like early in his character. Like, he's not
So,
like
like,
fully
Claw-
like...
Because
so Claw's like
just
an
that
explorer?
photo compared to the character design in the comics of Claw, it's like identical.
Yeah.
So-
I'd be very shocked if it isn't. If it isn't
Claw
Claw.
is an explorer. Or no? Is he an
I don't know.
explorer?
I don't know
Okay.
anything about him. Also,
Okay.
this kind of confirms that if they're doing Wakanda, they're doing more vibranium. Ultron will be made of vibranium.
Oh,
Because
shit,
if
I didn't
he-
even think about that.
Yeah, because if
How is he
Claw's
going to
there,
get that, though?
going to Wakanda and aligning with Claw, who is a bad guy.
Uh,
And Black Panther's going to be busy pretending to be Batman.
see? Iron Man, he's muddling the line, man. He's muddling the line.
That's what we'll see in Age of Ultron, most likely. I mean, just,
Yeah,
you know.
I assume that Age of Ultron will kind of lead into Black Panther in a lot of ways. I don't know. Again, I don't know much else about Black Panther, so
All I know is that he's awesome. Okay,
Apparently
Black
he's awesome.
Panther is probably one of the, because he is much more based off of skill. Not, I mean, of course he has vibranium. Obviously, that's a pretty big draw. But
Yeah, I think
he
Claw
is
is.
athletically skilled. You know, he's very agile, and I mean, he's Black Panther. I mean,
Yeah.
Panther. Okay, and this actor who they chose to play him, Boseman, he's a good actor, and he hasn't gotten too much to chew on. 42 was a pretty good start, but I don't think enough people saw that movie. This is the movie to show us what he's made
he's
of.
gonna become. Like, if this goes well, he's gonna become a superstar.
Oh yeah, this is going to be very
MCU
interesting.
That's what it does.
Yes.
Yeah,
it does.
that's what it. Honest, that's seriously what it does.
So I feel
Okay.
there's potential for great action here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering who the director is. Like, who's going to
Yeah,
direct?
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
know. We'll have to
thinking.
see. Okay, let's go Black Panther now. May 4th, 2018. We're just
Yeah.
gonna kind of put a pin in that.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back, and
Yeah.
you'll see why in a little bit. But I want to
what-
save that to the
what?
end.
Hold on, just
Hold on,
Larry.
you'll
Trust
see
us,
why.
all right? We wouldn't be
Trust
doing
us.
this if it wasn't worth it.
Trust us. Okay, now July 6th, 2018. Pretty big deal is Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, is getting her own movie, and
Yeah,
I think
Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel. It's a very confusing character.
isn't
I
she
like it.
beating Wonder Woman to the punch? Isn't that like they're coming out in the same
Oh.
year, aren't they?
I don't know, maybe. But look, if we're finally getting female superhero movies, thank you. Ugh.
Yeah,
It just-
really.
it
and
took
same with
its-
same with black superheroes. That'd be great.
Yeah, Cyborg and Black Panther.
Well,
Wonder
Cyber
Woman,
ran away
I mean,
till
still-
2020. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, Cyborg's after. But I mean, still, it's great that it's finally happening.
Mm-hmm.
Finally.
Yeah, really.
But hey, I mean, it's a start. You know,
Yeah.
it's not enough, but it's a start. So I'm not going to complain. I don't know much about Ms. Marvel. All I know is that she's cool. She has a lot of fans.
She has a lot of fans. She's kind of a bit sarcastic, I think. She's kind of a sarcastic, slick type.
That's
And
awesome.
what's funny is that Captain Marvel is actually Shazam's name.
Right.
Yeah, that's
And-
a whole other.
And
yeah.
so now he's known as Shazam.
and that's
they're making a Shazam movie, and they're making a Captain Marvel movie.
And that's what
if
you
you got
call a
fan
Hollywood
from a few
pissing
decades
contest.
ago, they'd be super confused.
yeah.
Interesting. Interesting how
Anyway.
that works out.
Do you guys have anything else to say?
I honestly don't. I do wish. Okay, this might be a bit of a stretch, but the new Miss Marvel right now is she's kind of like I don't know revolutionary, but she's progressive in that I believe she's a practicing Muslim. And I think it'd be really cool if Carol Danvers
That
Carol
would be
Danvers was
interesting.
I mean
but if you expect Hollywood to include a female superhero and a Muslim superhero, sorry, I don't have enough faith in.
Well, I mean, but it's
Hollywood
Marvel.
to
They
do
could
both.
do I don't know whatever.
That's true. Marvel can. I mean, that'd
It's
be
kind of
great.
weird how I've always
Yeah.
seen Black Panther and Miss Marvel paired. Like I've just noticed that I've always seen them
I don't
paired
know.
together.
I guess I have seen that too.
I guess because it's minorities and minorities
yeah.
of superheroes.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
well.
awful. Oh god.
Okay. Well,
I-
we are getting Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
Hoorah.
I'm really hoping that this is. I mean, look, Black Widow's great. Black Widow's a pretty interesting character. Scarlet Witch hopefully is also going to be an interesting character, but this is the front lady of Marvel. Like
Yep.
this is the woman that is leading this team. So if this is not a strong character, we have some serious problems. This has to
Yeah.
be a I mean, I don't mean to say this, but she has to be a strong, independent,
Rounded, not strong.
And we need
rounded.
a great film. Like, we
Yeah.
can't
Oh my
overlook
God.
it.
Yeah,
To
I
sell
mean, yeah.
this.
It's,
Well, yeah, it has to be a great film, but like I'm just saying, this character has to be something they can chew on and they can really work with because
Yeah, definitely.
they're gonna have to use her like for quite a few more movies afterwards. So, yes,
Okay, so now we got one more before we do kind of the finale. So this is actually going faster than I thought. Interesting. Okay, November 2nd, 2018. This one was kind of a surprise.
yeah, I didn't see this coming either.
Inhumans.
oh, is that series?
It's
that,
a group.
That
It's oddly it's
The
another
third group
movie.
in the MCU then.
well,
Yeah, we
I
got
thought
the Avengers, we
isn't
got the
it-
Guardians, and now we'll have the Inhumans.
Okay, maybe
Now,
I'm thinking
I
of
don't know
something else.
I don't know anything about the Inhumans. That's the thing. I have no idea what they're about.
I've heard mutants from the moon or space mutants.
Yeah, I've heard one of the leader is a Kree, which if you don't know, that's what Ronan the Accuser is. That's his
Ooh,
alien race.
what if he was like
so?
Ronan's brother?
We've set that up at least. Like
Yeah.
at least we've established that alien race. But I know next to nothing about the Inhumans except it's an awesome name.
Yeah.
So do you guys have anything? I have no background. So
I hope
kinda-
they can do a crossover with the Guardians or something, or maybe Guardians of the Galaxy 2 will have a post-credit scene with the
Oh
Inhumans.
yeah, that's actually very possible. Even though it's a few years separate.
But no, it's only 1 year. It's only a year and a half. Only a year and a
Oh,
half.
okay, so that's actually kind of possible. That's a good idea. Thank you, Max.
No, I don't know
So-
I don't know anything about the Inhumans.
Yeah, I
either.
guess we don't have much to say, but I mean, this is really Marvel doing like whatever it wants at this point. Like seriously,
Yeah.
you know? I mean,
Now,
Well,
okay.
Black Panther and Captain Marvel have been asked for
oh yeah,
quite
yeah,
a
yeah,
while.
yeah. But like, this shows that like they don't have to like hold back on anything anymore.
True.
Okay,
True that.
Sean.
Okay, so there's also a movie confirmed for May 3rd, 2019, but we're also going to put a pin in that. So we got two main movies we got a pin in. You will understand why in a second.
But it was at this point in the presentation...
Larry, I'm afraid we have misled you.
Yeah, unfortunately.
We have been tricksters. Mm-hmm. We are the Loki. But they tricked us first.
Yeah.
They said Captain America, Serpent Society. They said it. They had it up on screen. And then guess what they dropped a few minutes later?
Civil War?
No, get Captain America Civil War.
Yep. It's happening! It's happening! I knew it! I knew it.
So,
I knew it.
This is going to be a lot of talking because I've been quite public about, please, for the love of God, do not do Civil War.
No, but you see, though, they clearly... Wow, that was a bad voice crack. They clearly have a plan. They clearly are having movies in which they are building... Wait a minute. Is this film... This is a 2019 film, right?
This is 2016.
Oh, 26. Holy shit.
Yeah, I told you. This is Captain America
Too
3.
early. That means that all these films are probably going to have to be... They're going to be, like, foreshadowed way too early. Because it seems a bit early to be kicking into Civil War.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about here.
Kevin Feige... You know, I'm just going to bring it up. Kevin Feige said... He explained how they're going to do it without secret identities. Because for those who don't know, Civil War is all about secret identities. It's about the fight of whether or not superheroes should be able to have secret identities.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of Civil War. So his quote, and I read, is... I don't want to give too much away, but needless to say, the generalities of the act are the same. Something happens, perhaps it's cumulative for things that have happened through all the way the movies. It has made the governments of the world say, we need to have some oversight of these guys. They need to report to somebody. It's not about the secret identity thing as much as it is about overall who reports to who. Who can agree to oversight committee.
I think they just solved it.
So, you know what? Okay, it's pretty obvious what goes wrong. Ultron goes wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, there's no... This is the first movie after...
Havoc.
Ant-Man is a standalone, just origin kind of thing on its own.
Right, yeah.
Captain America Civil War is the sequel to Ultron.
Wait, okay, so hold on. I want to get a quick idea here. Okay, so Ultron comes out 2015.
Yeah.
Yes.
Serpent Society comes out when?
No, Serpent Society does not exist.
Society. What the hell?
Yeah, they said Serpent Society, and then Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans take the stage and announce, we tricked you, it's actually Civil War.
What the hell? That could have been really cool. Jeez, Marvel. Heck.
I've heard that a few times.
That's what I was asking Max about before we recorded. We were saying, like, should we tell him right away, or should we build it up?
There's no... So really it's going to be Ultron, then Ant-Man, then Civil War.
Yeah, and Ant-Man is just a little buffer.
And it's weird they didn't announce an Ant-Man 2. That's something interesting to point out.
That is kind of interesting.
So weird.
I know.
But it's Civil War. Larry, you want to talk about weird?
So obviously Ultron's going to go wrong, and so in Captain America: Civil War, they're probably just going to have that whole thing about who's reporting to who be the main plot device that pulls it through.
Right.
And then I guess throughout that movie, I guess they can kind of devote since Robert Downey Jr. is reported to be a big star in that film, perhaps the film is just them, it's just people picking sides.
Well, no, I guess, but it's not like it's reported. He came on stage and said, hey, Civil War is us fighting. So...
as we can tell, from what we can tell, the government and S.H.I.E.L.D., or the Avengers, I guess, are two separate entities. And now the government, based on what will presumably happen in Ultron, wants more details. They want more communication.
Some world organization almost wants.
Yeah, like the UN.
This is a worldwide superheroes.
The UN is not worldwide, but yeah, basically we would and it's not so much about secret identities. It's just about communication. And I guess some people are opposed to that because maybe Iron Man's like, I want to do my own thing. I don't need to listen to nobody. But I think, which brings me to. This just confirmed that Iron Man is not going to be the one to go in Age of Ultron, then, right?
Yep.
But that's who will? That's the thing. They announced that the roster's going to be different. Wait. The roster could be different in that Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver could just...
Yeah.
Oh, son of a
Quicksilver,
bitch.
Black Widow, Hawkeye, all could die.
Oh, wow.
All could die.
Well, yeah.
I can't think of a way for it to happen, physically.
I would think that Ultron would somehow, I don't know how, somehow, create, a cure for Bruce Banner and, kill the Hulk. Not Bruce Banner, the Hulk. That's
shit.
like the
All
only
right.
thing I can think of.
I have a pretty strong feeling Black Widow's going to kick the bucket.
Yeah, I thought that too.
That'd be
Because
bad.
yeah,
Oh, she's great.
I know, but see, they already have Ms. Marvel coming
No,
in.
but still, the ratio is still so off.
Well, of course it's off. It's been off
It's
for
not
quite
like,
a
hey,
while.
we got Scarlet Witch and Miss Marvel, so it's
Everything's
okay.
great
The
now.
third,
I
the
think
third one.
I think that it's either going to be, as far as Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are concerned, it's going to be at least one of them is going to die, not both.
I think Quicksilver, honestly, I think they want to keep Scarlet Witch around more than they would Quicksilver.
Right, because I think Scarlet Witch could work with Strange.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that
that'd
would be a
actually
good
awesome.
idea. Yeah, that'd be a great
Okay,
idea.
yeah, let's. You know what? Yeah, yes. Oh my god, that's awesome. Scarlet Witch is like a sidekick to Doctor Strange in that film. That'd be awesome. Okay, let's put a pin in that.
Quicksilver is probably going to die, and oh my god, the scene where Scarlet Witch is screaming.
Ah,
Boom!
Quicksilver being killed
Boom!
could easily be it.
That
Makes a lot of sense, actually. And Ultron kills
so
Quicksilver,
now
and then
Quicksilver
bam, that's
could
who they
die.
got to avenge. That's who they got to take down.
No, I think who they gotta avenge is like War Machine. Like I'm still almost certain War Machine dies.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would make a
really?
little more sense. Also,
I
what I'm
think they
thinking
kinda
is,
have to
what
avenge
if,
the world.
what if, and this is just an idea. Fine, Iron Man doesn't die in Age of Ultron.
Of course he does.
Cap takes him down in Civil War. That's how it ends.
The problem with that is that Captain is the one that dies in the comic storyline. It'd be
Oh.
weird to flip it.
And the fact
But
is, there's no Captain
there
America
is-
scheduled for after, for the rest of
There
Phase
is a
3.
legitimate chance Captain dies in Civil War. Because like I mentioned earlier, I can't remember what podcast it was, but I mentioned the only two people that have ever killed Captain America in the comics were both introduced in Winter Soldier.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it could very well happen, because also what's going to happen in Civil War, it has to be him finding Bucky.
Yeah,
And
he has to
making
find
him
Bucky.
a hero. That's going to definitely be part of the story. So if he's like, hey, I'm a hero now, Captain gets assassinated, well, that's what happened in the comics at least, I mean, that would be a big deal.
So I
Exactly.
guess
For
he
Avengers
takes
3
Cap's
that-
side then. He'll take Cap's side in the argument.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And not
All
the
right.
argument. It's called Civil War for a reason. They're going to fight.
Yeah, it's gonna
Well,
be awesome.
Argument kind of implies, battle.
Red versus
whatever.
blue. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Okay.
Can I okay, you two do your final thoughts of Civil War, because I kind of got a speech to give, so
Jesus.
about Civil War.
Not a
and it's
Sean
gonna last
speech.
53 minutes. Get ready,
All
guys.
right. Here's my idea. I am still sticking by my idea. I think that. At first, what I was thinking was that Civil War was going to be like an Avengers movie. Like, I thought that was going to be like Avengers 3. And I thought they were going to build it up through so many movies. But now that they're giving a movie to devote the time, I think that that's probably a better plan in the long run.
Yeah.
And I know, Sean, you've expressed your distaste for Civil War, but personally, I think it's a great storyline. And honestly, it's probably one of the only storylines that would actually work for them at this rate. I mean, there are plenty of storylines with individual characters, but if you want a storyline that combines everyone, there are only so many to choose from. So I think this is a good idea. I think that there's so much to speculate about, and we're just going to have to wait until they give us more details to finally solidify major details, like who takes whose side and if they're going to change any from the comics or anything like that. So that's my final opinion.
Yeah. I would if I'm going to be completely honest, I think this is my most anticipated Marvel movie now. Like, Age of Ultron was always kind of a second. Always kind of a second. And just based on how much can go down and all things can happen, plus we have Joe and Anthony Russo directing and writing, and we have Anthony Mackie coming back, and a bunch of really
Anthony Mackie.
awesome people from from Winter Soldier, which is still probably my favorite movie of the year, coming back. I'm really pumped. I mean, I can't really express it right now, but I'm really pumped. And the fact is, we're only getting it in like a little under 2 years, so I'm kind of happy about that. So, Sean,
All
speech
right,
away.
hold on. Let me get my pillow over here.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Sean.
I argued previously that I was hopeful that Tony Stark would die in Age of Ultron because I was afraid of Marvel kind of going out of control a little bit, and I didn't want to be as invested with it when it does do a little bit of spinning out of control. So by killing off Tony Stark, by far my favorite character, it would have kind of brought closure. Like, I could still enjoy the films on their own, but I wouldn't be as emotionally connected. Then they announced Captain 3. Then they announced Black Panther. Then they announced Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Thor Ragnarok, and we'll get to their last little thing. Captain Marvel and Humans, and we'll get to the last movie in a second. And I realized just how excited I was for Phase 3. And I said, it kind of sucks that it'll kind of conclude for me. because I want to be super invested in these movies. It doesn't seem like it's out of control. It seems like it's actually doing better than even Phase 2. And so when they said Captain America Civil War, I was happy, which is
Of
weird
course
to
you
say.
were happy.
So
Of
now I'm
course.
glad that Tony Stark is sticking around, because I realized that I wasn't done with the MCU. And now it turns out he's not either. So this was actually great news. That's the twist of my speech.
Oh, that's good.
I'm
Oh, man.
unbelievably excited for Civil War. It is by far my most anticipated Marvel movie, perhaps even surpassing Ultron. I am so down for Civil War.
I still don't understand.
I'm down for
Yes.
Civil War too, Sean, but there's something we gotta tell Larry.
Wait, hold on. Wait, before we do that, wait, Sean, I never understood your whole psychological dilemma with all these superhero movies. Oh,
Well,
no, it's gonna go off the train tracks. It's gonna be
Because of
too
the
crazy.
Ant-Man dilemma, because the Ant-Man thing happened with Disney acquiring it, it felt like it was going to get a little. It was going to go off track.
The train
But
was
hasn't
slowing
this
down,
event? But hasn't this event changed your mind?
Yes,
Oh,
because
absolutely.
Thor 3 I didn't care about, but now it's
Awesome.
confirmed to be Ragnarok.
Awesome.
Guardians 2.
Guardian.
Nice, awesome. I love it. It's great.
Okay.
It's great. See?
Yes, that's the whole point of my speech, is that I was super excited for Phase 3, and I'm like, well, kind of sucks my buddy Tony won't be here. Turns out Tony's going to make it to Phase 3.
My good buddy.
Well,
Tony.
Now, he could be, there's a possibility he's killed in Civil War, but I doubt it, because I think they're going to need him for a little movie that we haven't talked about yet. Little film called maybe Avengers 3. Maybe a little bit of Avengers 3 here.
But there's okay, Sean. Could you say the first part of the subtitle, and then I could say the second, please?
There's
that sounds
two
lame.
subtitles.
Well,
yeah,
sort
like
of.
Age of Ultron. Yeah, that's subtitle.
Well,
No,
yes,
there are two subtitles.
Well, no, just two words.
No,
Oh.
no.
Oh,
I
Infinity
was thinking
Gauntlet.
of the other thing, Sean.
Wait, Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, okay. So,
It's Avengers 3 Infinity Gauntlet, right?
May 4th, 2018, Avengers Infinity War.
Oh,
Part
Infinity War.
1.
Whoa.
May 3rd,
nice.
2019, Avengers Infinity War.
Part 2.
Nice.
Boom.
Nice.
Boom.
This is
Cool.
the biggest announcement, and it's going to be the
Now-
most divisive announcement they have ever given.
Well,
Easily.
it was rumored a while back that
Was
Avengers
it?
3 was yeah, it was rumored a while back
Oh,
that
I
Avengers
didn't even
was
notice.
possibly
I
going to
didn't
go
know
into
that.
two parts.
It wasn't a very credible rumor.
And
But
especially
here's another
considering
rumor that was just
Justice
debunked.
League
Sean,
did it.
didn't you say that Thanos was being pushed back?
Yeah, apparently not.
Yeah, apparently there was a movie being shown with Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, like he does in
There
that
was a
really
video
famous
shown
comic.
where Thanos has all the Infinity Stone. Infinity Stones.
Of course, eventually
he
he
smiles,
has
and then
to.
the title appears: Avengers Infinity War, and then it's like Part 1, Part 2. Holy what? Boom!
Is it
Mind
Infinity
blown.
Wars or Infinity War?
Infinity War.
Oh, okay. Well, I
See,
mean, that
now,
makes more sense.
Now, this doesn't surprise me. I mean, I'm excited. Hell yeah, I'm excited to finally see Thanos get all those gems. But I'm not surprised for a few reasons. One, Justice League Part 1 and 2 was announced, and I assume that
Oh.
to compete with
But
DC.
this was clearly in the works way before.
I know,
Like, they could
I
not
know,
respond
but
this quickly.
I know, but this kind of allowed for Marvel to have more confidence going
Yes,
through.
I guess so.
Um,
now, here's what's interesting. Here's what I want to point out. This is not like Hunger Games or
Harry Potter
Hobbit,
or-
Yeah,
Divergent,
it's
whatever,
not
where it's
one
like part
story
part
being
two.
expanded into two parts. It's two different movies, but about
Well,
the
no,
same
it's
thing.
still Infinity War. It's still Infinity War. This is not Avengers 3 and 4. This is Avengers 3, Part 1 and 2. I assume the next movie is the new Avengers. So here's what's weird. Between Avengers Infinity War Part 1
was
and
about to
Avengers
point this
Infinity
out,
War
yeah.
Part 2 is Captain Marvel and Inhumans.
Oh.
My theory is that he takes over. Thanos takes over.
Oh.
He's ruling the Earth during Captain Marvel and the Inhumans.
That would make sense.
And then
Although I don't know
otherwise-
how Captain Marvel would play into that then.
But, okay, what's the alternative? The alternative being those movies take place before Infinity War.
No,
Part
the
one?
no, the
That's kinda
alternative. I don't know. The alternative is that maybe someone dies in part 1, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And then they realize that they need more people, and then Captain Marvel gets.
What do you mean
her
they need
origin.
more people? Thanos is attacking. They're not going to do a timeout. Thanos is going to keep attacking.
yeah, and he's going to
So
take
either-
the Avengers down, and so they're going to have to
Either they repel Thanos briefly and then he comes back. That's weak. Either
Yeah.
the movies take place before Avengers and it's like just weird that they put them after, and that's weak. It's like there's no good solution. Except
I wouldn't be surprised if we had, with the Inhumans coming out, we would have Avengers, Guardians, and Humans all teaming up and fighting Thanos. I mean,
That could be it.
the most
but
expensive
Infinity
movie
War
ever
Part
made,
2
yes, but also awesome.
Infinity War Part 2 is going to be Thanos' defeat. Also, I think Iron Man's death. If not, Infinity War Part 1.
it has to be by then.
Yeah.
God, Iron Man's got to die eventually, guys. There are only
and
so many more
RDJ's almost like-
movies. There are only so many more movies Robert Downey Jr. is willing to sign up for. All right.
Well, clearly he's able to do Civil War and at least one Avengers.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I wouldn't
only
be surprised
two.
if he dies in Avengers, which is all the way in
Yeah,
2018.
seriously.
Damn.
Yeah, we still got a while with our good
Okay,
buddies,
well,
so I'm actually
okay.
happy
See, the
about it.
reason I find this polarizing is that a friend of mine was complaining that Marvel's slowly turning into comic books, where it's like each issue is just like one part of the big story, and like you'd have to buy the other ones. I argue that no, these were separate standalone stories that also had their own like interconnecting stuff. Like Winter Soldier, it's entirely own thing with an entirely
Yeah,
like
definitely. And Iron Man 3 even, it
But
was just because...
this-
Well, I would say Iron Man 3 was connected to Avengers.
yeah,
but
oh,
only
absolutely,
be-
yes, with the
But
psychological
by a
effects on
small
Raven.
plot point, not
Right,
by
but you
an entire
got
thing.
it based off just Tony's flashbacks. Like,
Yeah.
you could see it without seeing Avengers and you were fine.
Pretty much.
And the fact is, actually, now that I think about it, his whole the psychological effects of the first Avengers might have a serious implication on how he
and
goes
do
on
we
in Phase
even
3.
have to say how Guardians is so split from the rest of the movies?
Yeah, but I mean, it's still like
No, I think the most split would have to be Strange.
and
like-
Ant-Man.
No,
I don't even know if he's going to be around.
I'm talking
Oh, yeah,
about
yeah,
movies
yeah.
that have been made, like just separating from the other
Guardians,
story.
yeah.
Guardians.
Guardians is just like... Okay, look, Guardians 1 and 2 are most likely just going to serve as prequels to Infinity War.
Sure.
That would make sense.
Why not?
Thanos was already a decent... had a decently big part in first Guardian, so it wouldn't be surprising if it's just like prequel stuff.
Right,
yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't mind it because considering like they would have their own storyline, and also Thanos in the background. So, I don't know. Like, I've always been a fan. I mean, listen, when Deathly Hallows got announced to be a two-parter, I kind of understood because there was a lot to cover, and the fact is, it was coming out in winter and in the summer. This is coming out 2
it wasn't
summers.
a full year.
This is
Yeah,
going to have to.
full year
They're going to have
apart.
to really like make this worth it. And I do wonder, was it just Kevin Feige who confirmed it, or was it Joss Whedon? Because I know Joss Whedon was there.
Joss Whedon was there. I don't know. I don't think Joss Whedon said anything. I don't think he's directing Infinity War.
Wait, are these all the movies?
Yeah, these are
This is
all
it.
9 movies.
Okay, good. I can look up pictures now.
Yeah,
Yes,
29.
it ended
Yeah,
with Infinity War. Like that's the last thing they ever released. May 3rd, 2019, Avengers Infinity War Part 2.
yeah.
Perfect. Here we go. I have all the
It's going
pictures.
all the way
Yep,
until
they're beautiful
holy
pictures.
shit. We're in the golden age right now, fellas. We are in the
Of
golden
course
age.
we are. How?
Or-
I love that
or
Civil
what?
War logo.
Well,
Love it.
no, now we have the war.
Yeah.
DC is finally getting in gear. Marvel is pumping out 3 a year. This is where, boom, this is where punches will be thrown.
Yeah.
How do
So
you-
this is going to be fascinating to see unfold for nerds everywhere.
Oh man, I would love to see. Wait, when is Justice League supposed to come out?
I
When is Justice League
love
1
that.
supposed to come out?
That
Or-
suit.
I don't know.
That is such a cool suit. Black
What?
Panther. The Black Panther suit. That is
Oh, yeah,
a
yeah,
sick
that's awesome, yeah.
ass suit.
He's Jungle Batman.
Yeah.
without a
Yeah,
cape.
Seriously, enough of the
Fuck
Batman
yeah,
comparisons.
it's
We got
awesome.
it. We got it. We got it. I'm. yeah,
so
I
is
mean,
that
I
the end?
don't know. What do you think about all these
Oh
announcements?
wait,
Larry?
no Doctor Strange logo?
Oh yeah, there
Yeah,
was.
there
It was awesome.
Oh,
it's great.
they don't have a
I'm just
picture.
wondering who's directing
They,
that.
just look up literally any website and it'll be there. Anyway, this is not stuff that needs to happen on the podcast, Larry.
seriously,
should
yeah.
wrap
We
this
don't
up.
have much time, but like, Larry, what do you think of the overall impression? Like, of all the announcements.
Phase
Of
3,
all
what
of
do you
this
say?
stuff, it just proves to me that Marvel still has their head in the game for the long haul. I mean, obviously, there's so much great stuff here, and it just shows how much they're expanding because they've worked with the last few characters so much. They've expanded them out to pretty much, besides for Captain America and Iron Man, they've pretty much expanded them out to as much as we can do until they bring in new people. So now we have all these new characters finally starting to poke their head in. And we're finally have confirmation, although it pretty much was confirmed for the first place, but we finally have confirmation that both Civil War and Infinity War are both going to be encapsulating storylines, which I'm very excited for.
And of course, with our theories of Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange,
Right.
with my theory
So
of
wait.
Hulk /
Quick question: What's the?
Let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
My theory of Hulk being in Ragnarok, possibly Strange as well. Black Panther might have something to do with Civil War because it's a direct follow-up to Age of Ultron.
Yeah, and it was also heavily implied, Larry, that he would make his first appearance in Civil War. That was
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
there is a lot going on here. And I feel like there's a lot of crossover potential. So I don't think it's just Civil War and Avengers that we're going to see some legitimate crossover. but we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
I mean,
Yeah,
will
this
the Infinity
is
Wars
awesome.
mean the end? Are we gonna see a Phase
No.
4?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
They're not just gonna stop. I don't see that happening.
I mean, maybe they'll.
No,
I was
maybe.
thinking they wouldn't stop. They would just kind of calm down. Like maybe make like more, like less, like not just they would make less movies and like they would be a little bit more. I don't know. Like maybe like they would be blockbusters, but they wouldn't. It wouldn't be so like charged with like Avengers stuff. It would just be like their own
Maybe.
stories.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
calming down after Phase 3.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, the Phase 3 is gonna be fucking crazy. Like it's gonna be.
So
fucking-
wait,
it's gonna be
the
awesome.
color of this Doctor Strange logo is gray. Is that it?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, then I found the right one. All right,
So,
never mind.
all right. Now here's my question. Now I just forgot.
And you have no question.
Yeah, I just forgot it.
Yep.
I think this lineup is really good, really good, really solid stuff.
Look,
Here's something. Okay, here's two things that were not talked about at all. I'm not okay. The first one, everybody was expecting some kind of announcement regarding Spider-Man, and nothing happened. Honestly, if they were going to announce that, they would do like a post-credits thing. Like they would.
Yeah, they would make it a bigger shock, and he could easily come in Infinity War.
Like
We don't know.
I can just imagine Age of Ultron. Like there would be like some kind of like maybe like an Infinity, like something interesting. Like there's some kind of scene where we see like a bunch of rubble, and then and we see like some like a web go, and we see something grab something, and it pulls back. It's like okay, then. And I just had a thought. If they were going to bring Spider-Man in, it would be Miles Morales. It would have to be.
I hope so. We talked about that earlier. I sincerely hope.
Yeah, but yeah. And the other thing was, and I don't think maybe this was like really like this wasn't supposed to be on there, but nothing about the Netflix series, the Netflix MCU series.
Oh no, this was all about just Phase 3. The
Yeah.
TV shows exist outside of Phase. They just kind of do their thing.
Yeah, but they are in the MCU. I know that Daredevil's going to be. Yeah, all
Yes,
that
they
stuff
are.
is, and that's being filmed right now. And I'm looking forward to that.
They could come into
Holy shit!
Infinity War.
Could you
maybe even
can you
Inhumans.
imagine Infinity Wars with the Defenders, the Avengers, the Guardians, the Jesus Christ! I mean, it would be
Yeah,
the
no,
most
this is gonna
expensive
be
movie
huge.
ever freaking made with so many cast members and everything. But it might just be it might just work. As we've seen before, when Marvel experiments with things, it usually works.
Yeah, no one thought Avengers was possible.
Yeah, no one. I mean, yeah, and then basically the Avengers was, hey guys, this worked. So I mean, you know, but
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we should wrap this up.
yeah. So
Final thoughts? You guys want to do really quick final thoughts on Phase 3? Like just a few sentences.
I think I already gave my
Okay.
thoughts.
yeah, like all these initial
said
reactions.
them.
Do you realize now, Larry, why we wanted you to like hear these like
Yes.
firsthand?
Now, look, I'm not gonna lie. I was not floored by really anything they announced. I mean, I like it. The thing that came closest to it was Captain Marvel, which is a nice thing to finally see. But I mean, Black Panther, yeah, saw it coming. Thor 3, I knew that was coming. Infinity War, well, just get to the point, Marvel. We knew this was coming for a while. I'm not saying that this was a hugely surprising, oh my god, slipping in my chair news event, but it was a good way to finally just Kevin Feige, or however you pronounce his last name, would finally just say, hey guys, we're doing it. All the stuff you've been talking about, we're doing it. Okay, here's all the stuff. Just shut up and just enjoy it already.
Yeah.
That was pretty much this event. in a nutshell.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that I think Infinity Wars Part 1 is going to be released on the 10-year anniversary of the MCU, which is going to
Yeah.
really make me
Nice.
feel old. So, yeah. Are you done with your thoughts,
You're
Larry?
not old.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very excited. I was floored by everything. I'm just glad to see this happen. I was kind of disappointed by Inhumans. I wish it could have been something else that I knew of, honestly, from a very biased, like, not comic book person standpoint, but I was impressed by all this. Infinity War is going to be interesting. We're going to have to wait quite a while for it, but it's going to be an interesting shift. Like, just in how it's going to be delivered. Like, it can't just be like a cliffhanger, and then we have two. Like, I think Part 1 is going to be changed to something else. I wouldn't be surprised if Infinity Wars, like, the first title is like, I don't know, something. It wouldn't be Part 1 and Part 2 because those things imply that they happen simultaneously. When in reality, what will most likely happen is we'll have the same storyline, but just like with a huge interval, like of time, which would make a little bit more sense with like a subtitle. Like I don't know, but basically, I was really excited. I'm glad they're continuing to do this. I'm so pumped for Civil War. Holy shit, so pumped, and I'm glad that everything is going along well. Yeah, Sean, finish it up.
Okay. Like I said, I was incredibly worried, but they put all my worries to rest. I am incredibly excited for Phase 3. I think it's going to be better than even Phase 2, which has been excellent,
that's a
as we
statement.
know.
That's a statement.
And yeah, I'm incredibly excited for Civil War. Like, super excited. for Civil War, which is only in 2016. It's not even that far out, just a few years. So,
Oh boy, here we go.
that's what I thought. Pretty much just it changed my mind about Civil War, about Ultron, about Phase 3. This was a pretty important announcement for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad that I'm still going to be around in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm still going to be invested, and I think
By the way,
I'm
about
gonna
to say,
be
I'm
rewarded for
glad
it.
I'm still going to be around to see these movies.
No, what I meant was I'm still around as in like part of it. I'm confirmed as Doctor Strange.
Oh, great. Oh.
I tried to go there, but I had a test.
Is Benedict
so I couldn't
Cumberbatch
fly
going to be
there.
like your assistant?
Yes, obviously. Anyway, that's going to do it for us.
Yeah, this is
with
fun.
the announcement that I'm Doctor Strange.
Wow, what an announcement.
Stay tuned for a special CinemaTalk. This Saturday is a cool little thing Max and I did. I mean, Larry was there, but it was focused on Max and I. Sorry, Larry.
Yeah,
we
I
each
was
saw
just
each
there.
other's. We each saw each other's favorite movies for the first time and talked about it directly after. So you will have to go wait a few days to see that, but it's awesome, if I may say so myself. And leave your thoughts about Marvel Phase 3 in the comments below, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited. We're all pretty excited. And I guess until next time, my name is Sean.
And I'm Larry.
And my name is Max.
We had two ands there. That was
wait.
and part 1 and part 2. That's I'm glad I can always end on such a high note. So thanks again, everyone, for listening to another superhero-filled thing. We're done for a while.
We're
done.
Unless DC
We
decides to
promise.
do something.
They
I mean,
can announce. They could legitimately announce Justice League versus Avengers. We would not say a word. I'm done. I'm done for a
yeah,
little while.
I think it's good.
Well, if
yeah.
that happens, I'll make my own solo and I'll talk about that. But you
That's
guys
fair.
can go.
I
You
might
guys
join
can
you
go.
on that. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. If they do that, that's the only thing that will make us talk about superhero movie news for at least a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye, everybody. I can't think of a superhero joke to end on, so
Bye.
hear us later.
See you.